What Wikipedia did. What Wikipedia did is close to a miracle. Others used web technology to create vast noise chambers of nothingness, deceit and paranoia. Wikipedia shows that having a bit of faith in moral principles and affinity for the good side of humanity can readily turn technology into a force for good. This puts to shame and exposes the shallowness and enormous wastefulness of most all other tech efforts out there. Of course, with such dramatic success, there are emergent challenges. Developing ground truth on divisive issues that tear humanity apart is highly non-trivial. But the miracle stands and is asking from all of us to turn faith into science, find ways to replicate the essence of Wikipedia across all domains.
I believe that Wikipedia's key is that it's finite. It has a goal. Many of its pages are static or evolve slowly. It wants to reach an end state that grows only at the edges, and only when there is new knowledge. When it fails, pages get locked. Misbehavior is corrected by going to the last good state, not by trying to move forward. Wikipedia succeeds by not being social media. It doesn't want engagement. It doesn't care if you leave. It enforces egolessness by not showing you names. It doesn't want your contributions, especially not on general topics that people enjoy debating. That's hard to replicate elsewhere, because it has done that thing well. It's the go-to source for that kind of interaction.
Greater than it enforces egolessness by not showing you names? It doesn't want your contributions, especially not on general topics that people enjoy debating. Every time I have tried to edit anything in Wikipedia, I have run into a very ego-driven community of long-term editors who don't much care for outsiders playing in their sandbox. The levels of proof and citation demanded to make even the smallest correction, often far beyond anything backing the pre-existing copy, means only those with ego-driven determination are likely to have their edits stick. I do care a little that a Wikipedia article is incorrect about a topic related to my profession. But I don't care enough to engage some armchair lawyer soldier in an epic back-and-forth debate over a period of days, weeks. So I back off and just let the errors sit.
Personally, I attribute this more to Wikipedia's non-commercial nature. Its goal has a clear end state, because it isn't chasing endless growth that for-profit VC-backed companies do. I believe also it's possible to have a social media network that is non-commercial and is successful because it has no need to pump engagement to chase endless growth.
I believe any social site will inevitably devolve into spam and trolling, and arguments about why my poor behavior doesn't quite cross the line. It has to constantly solicit new content, even if it were completely devoid of financial goal, because it's fundamentally read-right. Wikipedia aims for a read-only state, and will happily throw out any contribution even slightly out of line, since that's not its mission. It's anti-social. I agree that Wikipedia is one of the great success stories of the open internet. Therefore, it is somewhat sad that Wales is being attacked from all sides in this thread.
If you put yourself on a pedestal, don't be surprised if you get knocked off of it. The response from Jersers resonates with me. Wikipedia suspended edits and changed the definition of recession at request of the US government. Everyone likes to poke holes in Elon's Twitter, yet no choice is infallible. Throwing rocks in a glass house is what makes you a real hypocrite, though.
Bear in mind that Twitter reply threads are now dominated by Elon Musk fans, because people who pay for Twitter have their replies shown first. People who aren't willing to do that don't really bother engaging with stuff like this anymore, or if they do, they get buried. So Wales being under attack on Twitter is sad, but doesn't necessarily represent public opinion. I think we are in the last days of major figures like Jimmy Wales still treating Twitter as a respectable arena for public engagement.
Because people who pay for Twitter have their replies shown first. I don't really go to Twitter, so I don't know, but I'm curious. Is this an established fact? A quick search did not show anything official confirming this.
There's plenty of useful information on Wikipedia, but the biggest motivator that drives contributions to its generation and maintenance is the desire to control information. It creates a system for people to promote their own views as the truth, for whatever reason they have for doing that, and suppress all opposing views. Nearly everybody implicitly understands that this is the nature of the content on Wikipedia, that it is a repository for the biases, whether well-informed or not, of the Wikipedia power editors. Knowledge is incorporated into Wikipedia via a political process, not via merit or rigor, whether or not this process chooses to consider merit or rigor in any particular case. Having your edits included in Wikipedia is a way of exerting power over others, and considering that, it's not a miracle at that it's managed to attract an army of passionate contributors. There's nothing miraculous about people passionately seeking power for themselves.
The biggest barrier to improving our civilization in the 21st century is that narcissists and psychopaths are highly motivated to attain positions of power over others. How do we prevent such scumbags from rising to the top? Aptitude personality tests in high school. Perhaps people can become better over time. Trust our elders, benevolent dictators for life. People can also become worse over time, lose their empathy for others once they are higher up the ladder. It is a wicked problem to design systems that can repel malign actors. Full credit to all involved in Wikipedia for fighting the good fight.
The key is non-profit. Capitalism cannot unlock the potential of the web the way Wikipedia, Project Gutenberg, Stack Overflow, Internet Archive, the Pirate Bay, and open source software has done. Humans are social and moral beings. Our motivations are not limited to profit maximization and rent-seeking. Microeconomics can never explain Wikipedia.
Stack Overflow isn't a non-profit though.
Yes, you're right. But I think the point still stands. There are other examples.
Capitalism cannot unlock the potential of the web. Luckily, you can just log into the communist internet, invented before the capitalist one, and with way better content and potential. Right?
If you fold once, then people will know they can push you around. You have to be willing to be blocked every now and then if you want to win the larger anti-censorship game.
This article has been locked by Wikipedia moderators.
The tweet Jimmy Wales answered to. Musk, did your brain fall out of your head, Iglesias? The choices have Twitter throttled in its entirety, or limit access to some tweets. Which one do you want? I would say the former, so it would be obvious to everyone in Turkey something is wrong on Twitter. So he is hiding the censorship.
I'm going to double my recurring Wikipedia donation. I love Wikipedia, but I didn't know Jimmy Wales was such a badass.
Wikipedia does not need your money. In Wikipedia accuses a mason, Wikipedia has.
I don't donate to Wikipedia because they need money. I donate to Wikipedia because I think they are a force for good in this world, and I don't believe there is such a thing as a free lunch. Wikipedia is an institution that has improved my life, and I think that deserves investment.
I think it does a lot of harm along with the good. They don't seem to enforce much for policies that bias any article that's non-technical. Also, they redonate a lot of donated money, some of which goes to some dubious places. I would think that's reason enough to not donate.
Some of which goes to some dubious places. As Wikipedia would say, citation needed.
There are valid criticisms to be made of Wikipedia's spending, like any large org, but I always thought this article is stupid. Yes, Wikipedia's hosting costs increased over time, from when it was a tiny site that was down constantly and super slow, to a top website with multiple data centers and high reliability. It would be a red flag if that didn't happen.
You assume wrongly that donations to the Wikimedia Foundation goes to Wikipedia. Only a small percentage. But if you want to support queer studies dissertations, go ahead. And there is nothing wrong with that work. But hiding behind a donation button on Wikipedia is fraudulent.
Something that saddens me is how inevitable it is that AIs will be hoarded by capitalists and will be ruthlessly monetized by being used to optimize ad serving and generate spam, perform content optimization. Meanwhile, wouldn't it be amazing for world education if the use of a translation-optimized version of GPT-4 were donated to the Wikimedia Foundation for bulk translating English Wikipedia into 100 or more rare languages? Also, can you imagine what a step change it would bring to Wikipedia if it had an impartial AI performing some editorial functions? E.g., verifying references by actually reading them, checking if the article content is contradictory to references, checking if the article contradicts another article, etc. With extensions of LLM models that can store additional context in vector databases, Really interesting things could be done by putting all of Wikipedia in every language into such a database and having that available during edits. Wikiclippy. I see you're adding a passage about Düsseldorf. Note that the German language article mentions that.
I love the new Twitter where all the top replies are paid blue checks posting laugh cry emojis.
Flagged.
Can you name some examples of these bias issues? Reply.
Flagged.
Hang on, are you calling Jimmy Wales a Western imperialist? Reply.
Yes. I don't care about whether he identifies as one. I look at his words, and that is what I see. Reply.